Since I was a 2000s kid, it was no surprise that I've been watching Spongebob since the very beginning. Spongebob was everywhere. It was on TV, video games, toys, and books. I had that book. When I would get home from school in kindergarten and first grade, I would watch it on TV anywhere between 5 and 7 p.m. My 6th birthday party was themed around Spongebob. On that day, I had gotten Spongebob bed sheets and pillowcases as a gift. In 2005, I was at Costco's and I had gotten the SpongeBob Goes Prehistoric DVD. It came with SpongeBob BC and Nature Pants, two SpongeBob classics that all 2000s kids know. And one of the best parts of the DVD was the iconic credits. In 2007, I had went on vacation with my family to the Nickelodeon Suites Resort in Orlando, and in the theater I had watched SpongeBob. Of course they were showing it. SpongeBob is the best thing to ever happen to Nickelodeon's wallet. My childhood friend Nicholas had a SpongeBob plug-and-play for the TV. We played it together a few times and it wasn't that great, but we had fun with it anyway since it's SpongeBob. Back in mid-August of 2004, I was a week away from starting kindergarten. I was at Toys R Us with my mom. I was in trouble, but I still went to the video game aisle. I was walking through the GameCube games and there were so many gnarly games to choose from. There were so many first-party Nintendo games on this particular day, and in between these amazing games was SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I looked at the legendary box art for the game. It was SpongeBob wearing a helmet as if he was about to go to war. I knew I just had to have it, so I asked my mom if she could buy it for me and she said yes, but that her and my dad were still mad at me. So we got the people that worked there to get the game from behind the glass and my mom went to pay for it. As my mom was paying for SpongeBob, the young woman at the register had recommended Animal Crossing, and my mom bought that too, right there. We went home and I sat in the living room in front of the GameCube with my parents and I popped in SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
That's the perfect way to start the game. I always really liked the main menu and the sounds when you would navigate through it. The opening cutscene is funny, especially when you're a little kid. But when you watch it as an adult after already seeing it numerous times as a kid, it's not funny anymore. The plot of the game is that Plankton tries to take over Bikini Bottom with his robots, but they turn against him and take over. You have to collect golden spatulas to make it to the final boss. My dad collected almost every spatula while I contributed to a couple of them myself. You start in SpongeBob's house. The first notable thing that happens is SpongeBob gets a message in the fax machine from Mr. Krabs. When me and my dad first played the game, we didn't think anything of it since fax machines were part of our everyday lives. It was 2004. People used to wear Quicksilver and send each other faxes. A nice feature in the house was the TV with the fish doing the news. You go around SpongeBob's house learning how to play the game until you find the golden spatula in the closet. Once you leave SpongeBob's house, you're in Bikini Bottom. I always really enjoyed the hub world in the game. It was a representation of Bikini Bottom, and I recognized the buildings from the cartoon that I was watching. At first, you're only able to access 1/3 of Bikini Bottom. In Squidward's house, you just jump around and break all of Squidward's stuff so that he gives you a golden spatula. You only get the spatula one time, but as a little kid, I would come back here just to break all of Squidward's stuff again. I would go into Patrick's house and do the same. Patrick's house is exactly what you expected it to be. He lives under a rock. The first world you have access to is Jellyfish Fields. Squidward gets stung by a jellyfish and needs you to get him special jelly so he can treat his injury. My favorite parts where I watched my dad play through Jellyfish Fields was SpongeBob bungee jumping and SpongeBob skating on his tongue. When I would fight all the enemies in the part where you gotta blow up the machines that create them so they don't keep spawning, it was a pretty simple battle. But as a little kid, it felt so epic, and the music, while generic, did help create that atmosphere. I also enjoy closely inspecting the fish that were dancing. They would dance after you destroyed all the robots around them. After you defeat the king jellyfish, you bring Jelly back to Squidward so that he can apply it to his nose. The next world is downtown Bikini Bottom. It's the Bikini Bottom downtown life. I have such great memories of watching my dad play through this part of the game. Turning into a ball and going up the ramp was a thrill. I would take control when we first unlocked Sandy. The first time I used her to swing around with her rope, it was exciting. With Sandy, you go up the rooftops of downtown Bikini Bottom where you have to swing your way across the roofs to replace Larry's antenna. This part was a lot of fun, and it was interesting seeing Patrick's shorts hung up while they were drying. The robots that shoot torpedoes at you while you're trying to swing around get so annoying since they shoot at you while you're crossing roofs. But it's all part of making the game better. Cool Lagoon is the beach level of the game. It does a good job at feeling like a world from a Nickelodeon game from the 2000s. Playing in the beach is fun, especially when you gotta run up the castle before the water drowns you. But my favorite section of this world is the sea cave because of its atmosphere. As a little kid, it reminded me of Jolly Roger Bay from Super Mario 64. After you make your way through the groovy sea cave, you make it to the carnival. It was a lot of fun running around the carnival as a kid, and using Spongebob's bubble blowing move to play skee ball. Once you've collected 15 spatulas, you're able to fight the first boss of the game. You fight a robot Sandy. This battle was so gnarly when I was a little kid. After my dad beat it and would advance to the next part of Bikini Bottom's hub world, I would still come back to fight Robot Sandy all the time. When I was 6, I fought Robot Sandy with my childhood friend Francisco. He kept calling the fish announcer a stupid fish. Every time the fish would come out and say something, Francisco would have a problem with it. And when he would criticize the fish, I would be laughing so hard. After beating Robot Sandy, you're able to explore the next third of the hub world. There's a police station where you can go to check descriptions on enemies that you've encountered. I would go in there just to listen to the sounds. There's also Sandy's Dome. When you go inside Sandy's Dome, Spongebob looks sick. Just like in the episode where Spongebob tries to visit Sandy but his body can't handle the oxygen. In the Merman Lair, you have to help out Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy take back the Merman Lair from robots. I remember my first time watching the episode of SpongeBob where Barnacle Boy turns evil. I was sleeping over at my friend Francisco's house when I was 7 and we thought the episode was so funny. The part that really had us laughing our asses off was when some guy makes out with himself. When I saw my dad playing through the Merman Lair when I was a little kid, I saw the robot with the cowboy hat for the first time. And my initial thought was, man, I gotta go to the police station to check this robot's description. Rock Bottom kinda creeped me out as a young child. It was Rock Bottom from that episode of SpongeBob where he tries to get back to Bikini Bottom. When you go up to the vending machine, the bus passes by, just like in the episode. Sand Mountain was my favorite world in the game. That's the snow level. I played through this world with my dad back in 2005 at his office. For a short while, my mom would take me and my older sister to the office every day after school. So my mom brought a portable TV with my GameCube and a couple of games. I would watch my dad take breaks from work to play through Sand Mountain. He would snowboard down the mountains with both SpongeBob and Sandy. Even though it was only required for SpongeBob to do so, these skating parts in the game were so rad. In some slides you would hear the skating music, which was epic. Once you beat the boss, you can explore the last of Bikini Bottom, which includes the Krusty Krab, the Chum Bucket, and a movie theater. The battle you have against the robots and the Krusty Krab is what the cover of the game is all about. It feels like SpongeBob is going to war. When I was a kid, after beating the robots and the Krusty Krab, I would make sure to smash everything I could. I was reenacting the episode where SpongeBob and Squidward go on strike. I was playing this with my childhood friend Nicholas when we were 10 and he pointed out to me that there was a mine by the window. SpongeBob's dream is the best world in the game. You go into different characters' dreams. The world is trippy, just like the music, which is extraordinarily lit. The best part is when you're in Sandy's dream playing as Sandy. There's a lot of skating in this level, which is fun, and the aesthetic is trippy and funny at the same time. Everything is about Texas, and there's cow crap with flies flying over it. Squidward's dream is an obstacle course. It's all about the clarinet and playing music. It was challenging enough for me and the rest of the 6-year-olds that played it in 2004. Patrick's dream is funny because Patrick just hands you the golden spatula without you having to do anything. Just like other Nick games from this era, Battle for Bikini Bottom included videos to promote other Nickelodeon media. It had a trailer for Fairy Odd Parents breaking the rules, which I was interested in but never asked for. Tak and the Power of Juju. The trailer would influence my dad to buy the game. Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion, which I already had. And a Paramount DVD and VHS preview. Those VHS tapes look so gnarly. Spongebob Battle for Bikini Bottom was a fantastic game. The dialogue was clever. Although it was hit or miss, it was comedic. I'm sure I speak for all 2000s kids when I say we all tried to see how far we could leave the area before the hand stopped us. Spongebob Battle for Bikini Bottom is amongst the top of the Nick games that hit so heavy in the 2000s. The game provided me with a rich experience that I could share with my dad. And in the world of SpongeBob, one of the finest cartoons of its time. SpongeBob is like a piece of cheese. It's yellow and it's good. And whenever my dad wanted to spend time together and bond over SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, my answer was always the same.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, 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 I'm ready.
Hey, SpongeBob! You're going the wrong way!